was down love. For the kids who died in Atlanta. For Malcolm X, German, German, German. For the 400 years of his favorite, German. Hail for Paul Boulder, German. For the children's diamond on the arms of Africa, German, German. Sweet road, sweet jam. For all the sufferers coming forth to carry I home. For all the coal miners, sweet jam. For all the prisoners coming forth to carry I home. Let me hear everybody say, hey, Jaman. Sing it out loud, hey, Jaman. Hey, Jaman, Jaman, Jaman. Hey, Jaman. Hey, live out loud, hey, Jaman. Sing it out, hey, Jaman, Jaman, Jaman. Hail for Brother Bob Marley.
Welcome, everybody, to episode number 19 of the Rocksteady Tonight podcast. This week, we have Rick with us because we managed to align our schedules in the stars once again, and he was able to come out and partake in the shenanigans.
Always good.
Yeah, man. So, what you been up to, man?
Lots of different things. You know, shows, going to get food, going to work, going back to get more food. You know, the standard stuff.
And festivals.
Festivals. Lots of festivals. There was another festival this weekend. Two of them. There was an Oktoberfest and a Harvest Fest.
Nice. And then Celtic Classic on top of that.
Yes, Celtic Classic was the crack.
Yeah, man, it was the crack. That was a good time.
Yeah.
And so, speaking of festivals, Supernova got funded.
Yes, excited. Stoked for it. I'm probably going to see some of you guys down there.
Yeah, we'll probably see a lot of you down there. At least the ones from America.
Yeah.
So, we kicked today's show off with the Heptones. The name of that song was Swing Low. Isn't that an old gospel song?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. I don't listen to too much gospel. But
yeah, it's not high on my listen list, but I'm pretty sure if that, yeah, Swing Low, Sweet Chariot.
Yeah.
As an old gospel tune.
So it was a good tune, though. But we got a ton of music that we got to plow through. So we're going to stop bantering here. I guess we're just going to jump into it, and we're almost done our first beer anyhow. So you sit down, you relax, you listen to some tunes, and we'll be back with fresh beer shortly.
Please dream, twine, keep up with them. Play on, twine, keep on, twine. I really love you, fatty. I really want you, fatty. I love the fatty when you drop off your back. I love the fatty when you slide. I love the fatty when you drop off. I love the fatty when you slide. I really love you, fatty. I really want you, fatty. I love the fatty when you drop off. I love the fatty when you slide. I love the fatty when you drop off. I love the fatty when you your body. I really love you, fatty. I really want you, fatty. I love the fatty when you drop off. I love the fatty when you shake up your body. I love the fatty when you drop off. I love the fatty when you shake up your body. I really love you. when you drop off your leg. I love the fatty when you shake up your body. I love the fatty when you drop off. I love the fatty when you slide. I really love you, fatty, 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 fatty. I really want you, fatty, 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 fatty. I love the fatty when you drop off your leg. I love the fatty when you shake up your body. I love the fatty when you drop off your baggy. I love the fatty when you slide. I really love you, fatty, 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 fatty. I really want you, fatty, 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 fatty. I love the fatty when you drop off your baggy. I love the fatty when you slide.
Reggae beat. Take your boots and move them down to Old Bond Street. Never shook it down before, never shook it down before, but I knew that you could, knew that you could. You like the way it feels to you, like the way it feels to you, and I knew that you would, knew that you would. Shake your hips and groove them to this reggae beat. Take your boots and move them down to Orange Street. Feeling make you shiver, feeling make you shiver, and I know you like that, know you like that. The beat make you quiver, the beat make you quiver, and I love where you're at, love where you're at. Shake your hips and groove them to this reggae beat. Shake your boots and move them down to North Orange Street. Reggae beat. Take your boots and move them down to Old Bond Street. Take your
try to sing. Mary, Mary, let me go. Now I wanna live my life, but only alone. Sorry, Mary, can't you see? I'm not the one for you. The pop star life is so hard for me. Time has changed, I've made it, and I'm on my way. Time has changed, you can see my face in the papers every day. I did my best, you had your chance. Excuse me while I have to go. But if you want, I can go and get you a ticket for my next show. Mary, Mary, let me go. Now I wanna live my life, but only alone. Sorry, Mary, can't you see? I'm not the one for you. The pop star life is so hard for me. Yes, watch me now. Time has changed, I made it, and I'm on my way. Time has changed, you can see my face in the papers every day. Mary, Mary, let me go. Now I wanna live my life, but only alone. Sorry, Mary, can't you see? I'm not the one for you. And pop star life is so hard for me. Mary, Mary, let me go. Now I wanna live my life, but only alone. Sorry, Mary, can't you see? I'm not the one for you. And pop star life is so hard for me. Mary, 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 Mary,
A human of layers of skin. How many layers of skin does a man have to have the right to trample me?
Take aim, now you're out. You really shouldn't shout about. You say you can't remember a single thing. You let us down, and you really should get some help. But you say you can't remember a single thing. Well, I don't remember leaving. I don't remember leaving. Don't remember leaving. So now you're out. You really shouldn't lie about all the trouble that we went through. Now you're all gone, and we really did nothing wrong, despite your jumped up, angry, drunken ways. Well, I don't remember leaving. I don't remember leaving. Don't remember leaving. I don't remember leaving. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. 'Cause you know that I need it. We carry on so much better now that you've gone, 'cause we no longer have to look at you. Well, I don't remember leaving. I don't remember leaving. Don't remember leaving. I don't remember leaving. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. 'Cause you know that I need it.
Trading to Ska.
You're listening to Boot Boy Radio. Pride, style, and unity since 1969.
That was our first set down, and I don't know, man, it feels pretty good to be back in the seat with you.
Yeah, that was a good set too. I like those tunes. A couple new ones for me. I did not know anything about that last band.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess first of all, we kicked it off with a tune by Clancy Eccles that was Fatty Fatty.
That's a classic. I almost swore there, but that's a classic.
Yeah, that's been covered lots of times too.
Yeah, that's a great tune. I like that one a lot.
Then probably one of my favorite tunes from the Agrolites, Groove Them, Move Them. That's off the new album.
That new album is really, really fire. If you don't have it, you should get it immediately.
I can't stop spinning it, man. It's probably one of my favorite albums that's come out in the last 10 years.
Yeah, it's excellent. And speaking of the Agrolites, I cannot wait to see Roger Rivas down at Supernova as the special DJ
in the VIP room. where we're going to be.
We're going to be, because we spent a little extra money. You know what? It's worth it. I did that a few years, well, more than a few years ago, because it's probably about like 11 years ago. No, 12 years ago. The second Oi Fest in Allentown.
Right.
They did a thing where if you paid a little bit extra, you got a backstage pass, and it was free beer.
Oh, was that where you emptied the keg?
Yeah, we entered the Kegwood Beer Zone, but it was worth it because, like, you're in between bands, you just go back there and hang out, and it was away from like a lot of the nonsense, and like
Right.
you got to hang out with people. Like we hung out with the guys from Beer Zone like the entire time. It was great.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I kind of wish the entire band was going to a Supernova, but I'll be happy just to hang out with Roger Rive.
I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that might be a surprise announcement coming up. But,
Yeah.
I'm not going to like hold my breath, but I'm going to keep my fingers crossed.
Yeah, they still got a few cats in the bag, so we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see how that pans out. Then after that, we had the Alpha Boys School, and name that song was Mary. Now, I think that's a band you weren't familiar with, right?
Yeah, I did not know them at all. I like that tune a lot, so I'm going to go check more of their stuff out. It was a good sound. Good sound.
Yeah, they're pretty new to me, too, so I've been playing the hell out of them since I come across them. So it's a pleasant surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had the Trojans with Lumpy, and we wrapped that set up with Buster Shuffle doing Believe It. And you just can't go wrong with Buster Shuffle.
Now, is that, like, educate me on Buster Shuffle, because, like, in my head, there's, like, 5 different possibilities.
Buster Shuffle is the band that's played with Booze and Glory.
Okay, that's where I've heard the name before. Okay. You know what? Complete sidetrack. Have you heard the new Booze and Glory song?
Yeah, I have. It's pretty freaking killer.
It is, but do you see the video for it?
I have not.
They have completely and utterly shed any pretense at being skinhead.
Really?
Yeah, they just look like Social Distortion or something.
I know when I saw him play with the Dropkick Murphys, that dude had just this tremendously huge mohawk.
Yeah. And, I thought the tune was okay, but like a lot of people are like, kind of hot about them shedding that image. I don't care.
I'm about the music. I don't so much care about the look.
Yeah, no, I me neither. And, like it was better than some of their other songs. I always kind of put them kind of in the poppy side of things anyway.
Right, because they got that sound and it's just got those hooks.
Right. And they, like a lot of their songs don't tend to deal with like real heavy, serious. They're just fun songs generally.
Right, about drinking and being with your boys and
right, exactly.
causing shit.
So this one actually, their new song was actually a little bit more about like a serious topic. So I found that interesting just on that alone.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the album pans out. I mean, I don't think you're going to go wrong with Booze and Glory either way. So.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, so that first set was a little bit of everything all over the boards, which is kind of how the show's going to be, all over the boards. But this next set is going to toss you a little bit of old school. So, what can I say? Old school is old school. Get ready to do some skanking, and we'll be back with you soon.
Susan, beware of the devil. Don't let him spoil your heart. Susan, beware of the devil. Don't let him put us apart. Did you say we got apart? Or did you say let's go for a walk? Did you say you got someone new? Or did you say you like the color of my shoe? I don't know what's going on. You're not the girl I used to know. You're turning my world upside down, branding me with a frown. Hey, Susan, beware of the devil. Don't let him spoil your heart. Susan, beware of the devil. Don't let him put us apart. Did you say you're leaving town? Or did you say you're sticking around? Did I hear you say you're serious? Or did you say it's all a bluff? Why do you wanna change our dreams? All the things we planned and schemed. Do you really wanna go? Or is it just an overnight glow? Hey, Susan, beware of the devil. Don't let him spoil your heart. Susan, beware of the devil. Don't let him put us apart, no, no. Did you say we got apart? Or did you say let's go for a walk? Did you say you got someone new? Or did you say you like the color of my shoe? I don't know what's going on. You're not the
girl I used to know. You're turning my world upside down, branding me with a frown. Hey, hey, Susan, beware of the devil. Don't let him spoil your heart. Hey, Susan, beware of the devil. Oh, don't let him put us apart. Oh, oh, Susan, beware of the devil. Don't let him spoil your heart. Hey, hey, Susan, beware of the devil. Don't let him. put it on. We are loaded with soul music, with soul music, with soul music, real soul music, music man. You know it, and you feel it, Come tell me now, come tell me how you feel, We gonna put it on. We are loaded with soul music, with soul music, with soul music. Real soul music, gather soul, rocking in your bones. Sweet soul music, gather
you buy one new pair of shoes. Me hear say you buy one brand new hat. Mother Kuba tell me how much you pay for that hat. Then a combine in a mess and tampi. Combine. I said combine in a mess and tampi. Combine. I said the higher the hill, the greener the grass, the younger the girl is the sweeter she kiss. I said combine in a mess and tampi. Combine. Then a combine in a mess Miss and Tampi, Rook combine. I said, gal in a tree, a bigger aki. Why underneath a wash him khaki pants? Rook combine in a Miss and Tampi, Rook combine. Then a Rook combine in a Miss and Tampi, Rook combine. I said engine a run with fire and coal. Look on the girl with her big nose hole. Rook combine in a Miss and Tampi, Rook combine. Then a Rook combine in a Miss and Tampi, Rook combine.
This one that we're going to play now is one that we go to the studio and make to cool the guns in Jamaica. The name of it, The Guns of Neverland. Pipe, pipe, pipe.
How'd you like that for a little bit of old school?
Oh, you know I love it.
You do love the old school.
Yes.
So we kicked that set off with Danny Livingston. That was Susan, Beware of the Devil. That's probably one of my favorite tunes by him.
Yeah, that's such a classic song, and like it's been like around. You've heard different versions of it, obviously, but
Right.
yeah, great tunes.
Indeed. And then we had Phyllis Dillon with Don't Stay Away, another classic.
Mm-hmm.
Stranger Cold, Patsy Todd, When I Call Your Name.
That was a great tune too. Like we were talking while we were listening to these tunes, and I kept saying like how much like this era of music was probably my favorite, just because like you just such a great set of tunes coming out like all the time.
Absolutely. And then the Gladiators with Sweet Soul Music, and Tommy McCook with the Baba Brooks Band with Alley Cat Ska. That tune sort of confused us because we thought it was the Skylights.
Well, I mean, Tommy McCook and the Scatolites, so
Right.
like, that kind of goes together anyway. But like,
Looking
technically wasn't a Scatolite song.
Yeah, looking at the playlist, it threw us for a loop.
Yeah.
So then we had Shenley Duffus with Guinness, Reccombine, Rucombine.
Yeah, it looks like Rookenbine to me. Which, fun fact with that song, that was definitely set to the tune of Samphy Man.
Right, you were saying that.
Yeah.
And then we closed it out, of course, with the Skylights proper, the Guns of Navarone.
One of my favorite songs ever, and I am so stoked that I get to see them once again at Supernova Ska Festival.
That is right. Supernova is going to be the place to be in June 13th and 14th.
In fact, like, they have so many good bands, I'm just going to have to talk about it a little bit.
You know, I'm excited to see the Planet Smashers there. But I don't have to wait too long to see them there because, you know, November 29th, they're going to be in Wilkes-Barre, and they're going to be playing with Catbite and Disposable. So I'm definitely going to go to that.
That sounds like a good show. Catbite was also going to be at Supernova.
Yep.
Along with Hepcat.
Hepcat, who I've been dying to see since they were on Warped Tour back in the friggin' 90s. Yes, I said the 90s.
Yep. Yeah, the 90s.
And
Good times.
And I did say Warped Tour.
I don't think I never went to a Warped Tour in my entire life.
Really?
No.
You know, I think I went to like the first 5.
All right. Well, hey, I mean, I can't blame you. Pie Tasters will be at Supernova. Mustard Plug. Who else? Jay Navarro and the Traders.
You know, I don't know too much about Jay Navarro, except for the fact that he fronted the Suicide Machines.
Right. Did they confirm Slackers or no?
Yeah, Slackers is confirmed. They're going to be there.
Mephistopheles, of course.
Yep.
Skoidat's I-7 mashup band.
Yes.
They're going to play. It's members from Skoidat's and Inspector 7 and Hub City Stompers. Going to be playing Skoidat's and Inspector 7 tunes.
You know, it's funny because we were just talking about that, you know, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. I thought that the bands were synonymous with one another.
Yeah, they came up.
And now they're getting mashed together. So they really are.
Yeah. Toasters will be at Supernova. Basically, like, if you're not going to Supernova... Scotch Bonnets, a nice, good
Scotch
upcoming
Bonnets,
band.
DC.
I mean, like, there's so many awesome bands going to be at this in Virginia. June. There's still tickets left.
But they're going fast.
They are going fast.
I think I read there was about 600 tickets left before it sold out.
Yeah, and that's great. That's awesome. That means there'll definitely be another one the next year.
Yeah. And it looks like a cool location, so.
Yeah, it's at a brewery next to an old fort.
Yeah, how do you get any better than that? You can get drunk and get haunted and then get rutified.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what do we got coming up next?
Looks like a bunch of good stuff to me.
A bunch of good stuff indeed. It's a short set, but it ought to knock your socks off. So, let's get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Go find yourself some Guinness too, then you can slur along with us. And we'll be back with you shortly.
This one calls true love and affection. This one calls true love and affection. This one lost true love and affection in I. This one calls true love and affection. This one calls true love and affection. This one lost true love and affection in I. This one calls true love and affection. This
it, you give it sweet and good. Hit him, love away, you give it like Robin Hood. Hit him, take from the rich my dirt, and you give to the poor. When we talking, listen, Lord, Max, steady, Freddy, competitive place up we ball. New York, Ska, we come to fill up, block up with him. Listen, treasure down the name, sound pan, sound all the time. When we talking,
Sugar, sugar, I love you. Sugar, sugar, I need you. Sugar, sugar, I love you. Sugar, sugar, I need you. Sugar, sugar, I love you. Sugar, sugar, I need you. Sugar, sugar, I love you. Sugar, sugar, I need you.
tell me sugar, 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 all of the time. Tell me sugar, sugar, put your love in a rewind. Tell me sweet sugar, are you girl? Girl, are you mine? When we talking, gala.
If you wanna be my number one, baby, now if you wanna be my number one girl, if you wanna be my number one, please tell me so.
She wanna be my number one.
If you wanna be my number one,
If you wanna be, if
baby,
you wanna
now
be,
if you wanna be my number one
if you wanna be, if you
girl,
wanna be,
if you wanna be my number
if you
one,
wanna be.
please tell me so. I've got this lonesome feeling. It hurts to be alone. I'm like a king, sit down on an empty throne. This one calls to love and affection. This one calls to love and affection. This one lost true love and affection. And I
two black eyes. The judge gave him 25 years. Peter, Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife and couldn't keep her. The wife she cried to the mother-in-law. She whipped him till his hide went raw. A Terry, oh, he is so small. The woman gathered round and laughed so hard. They eat him with pride and all. Never, never disobey what the woman say. Stop the fight, she's always right. Gonna put you away. Living by the woman's rules. You learn it from the day you start school. You talk like you're the boss, but at home you're the true boss. Go by what the woman say, but whether it's a night or day, shut the door and do your show, that she might let you play.
around the clock. Eh? Boot Boy Radio, your freshly said so.
You're listening to Boot Boy Radio. Pride, style, and unity since 1969.
All right. That was a short one, but it was a good one.
Yeah.
We kicked that off with the New York Ska Jazz Ensemble with Don Treasure. The name of that song was Love and Affection. We followed up with, of course, the Slackers, because it's not a Rocksteady Tonight show if you don't have a track in there by Vic Ruggiero. That was Have the Time, because you always got to have the time to listen to Slackers. And then we had another one in there by the Agrolites with Women's Rule.
That's one of my favorites by them, by the way.
Yeah, they're all good. I think I like damn near every track by the Agrolites, just like the Slackers.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to argue.
And then we had, Inspector 7 with Sharky 17.
Always got to go Inspector 7, Sharky 17.
You know, that song always reminds me of playing pool.
Really?
Yeah, probably because Sharky, the pool shark, you know?
Oh, okay. So you go into the Toasters, like pool shark deal, yeah?
Yeah, and then we capped it off, of course, with Buster Blood Vessel and Bad Manners doing Inner London Violence.
A classic track from them.
Now, doesn't Tim Armstrong do a copy or a version of that as well?
Probably.
I don't know.
He likely does. By the way, like when I went to the Rancid show a couple weeks ago,
right?
He really looked like a hobo.
Did he?
Yeah, giant beard, crumpled old man hat.
Leave it to Tim.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta tell you what though, Poet's Life is such a great album.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Dig it.
That's another one that I can't keep off my turntable.
Oh, you got that on vinyl, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I listened to it one day on Spotify, and I was like, yeah, that's good. And I went out and bought it.
Nice.
So,
good one.
It's a great one. So here we are. We're about 1 hour, halfway through the show, and we got another set coming up for you of some old school stuff. But before we go into any further there, you were saying while we were talking there that you just went and saw the Beat again.
Right. Well, they were the opening act for Rancid.
Oh, nice.
And I've seen them. It's a Dave Wakeland version of the Beat, obviously.
Right.
I've seen them, I think, 5 times over the years.
No kidding.
And they were really, really good this time. Sounded great. They like, in fact, I was like, we got kind of stopped going into the show. And while I was waiting for Annie, the security guard starts talking to me, and I'm just angry right now because I'm being stopped by security. And like, so I thought he was like, you know, give me to move on or something. I'm like, no, I'm waiting for her. And he's like, no, who's the band? I'm like, oh, that's the English Beat. Like, you don't know that, you know? Like, he's like, they're good. I'm like, they are good. You should check them out. That's
pretty funny. You know, I always wish that I could be like a security guard for cool shows. But then I'd want to see the show, and I'd probably be a really crappy security guard.
Right, exactly. Like someone's getting stabbed behind you. You're too busy looking at the band.
Yeah. I would hope not, but crazier things have happened, I guess.
Right.
So, I don't know, man. Are you ready to jump into some more tunes here?
Yeah, let's kick it off.
All right. I guess coming up next for you is Desmond Decker and the Aces. So, we'll talk to you shortly.
Intensified.
Music like that, for your money's worth. Yeah. Music like that, for your money's worth. Sing it to me, children. Rum ba ba lu bam 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 ba lu. Rum ba ba lu bam bam.
Intensified.
Rum ba ba lu bam 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 ba lu. Rum ba ba lu bam bam. Girls like sun, to match every man. Yeah. Girls like sun, to match every man. Sing it to me, children. Rum ba ba lu bam 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 ba lu. Rum ba ba lu bam bam.
Intensified.
Rum ba ba lu bam 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 ba lu. Rum ba ba lu bam bam.
Oh, girls can't hide from intensified guys. Music that stays on for extra days.
Girls like sun, to match every man. Yeah. Girls like sun, to match touch every man. Sing it to me, children. Rum ba ba doo bam 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 ba doo. Rum ba ba doo bam bam.
Intensified.
Rum ba ba doo bam 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 ba doo. Rum ba ba doo bam bam. Intensified voice with heart full of joy. Yeah. Intensified girls with those fancy curls. Sing it to me, children. Rum ba ba doo bam 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 ba doo. Rum ba ba doo bam bam.
Intensified.
Rum ba ba doo bam 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 ba doo. Rum ba ba doo bam bam.
Festival.
Rum ba ba doo bam 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 ba doo. Rum ba ba doo bam bam.
68.
Rum ba ba doo bam 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 ba doo. Rum ba ba doo bam bam.
Really great.
Rum ba ba doo bam 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 ba doo. Rum ba ba doo bam bam.
Yeah.
Rum ba ba doo bam 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 ba doo. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 to the moon hop, to the moon hop. Mix it with the kangaroo jump, mix it with the kangaroo jump. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Mix it with the kangaroo now. Mix it with the kangaroo. Mix it with the kangaroo. That's it. You're doing it fine, baby. Yeah. Put your right foot out now. Yeah. Shake your hip. That's it. Wow. Yeah, 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 yeah. This is our new dance. Everything's alright. Come on, boy. Come on, girl. Just jump in the line.
know what it is, man. Every time we fire up that old school, it makes me happy.
Absolutely.
We kicked that set off with a little bit of Desmond Decker and the Aces. The name of that song was Intensified 68.
Also known as Music Like Dirt.
Really?
Yes.
Never knew that.
Now you know.
I can't get enough of Desmond Decker.
Oh yeah, top stuff there. Always.
Then we had Derek Morgan with the track Moon Hop, which you said was a precursor to Simrup.
Yes, basically Simrup took Moon Hop and turned it into Skinhead Moon Stomp. And as I was mentioning, I have the original Derek Morgan Moon Hop LP, which is a couple years earlier than the Simrup Skinhead Moon Stomp.
Hey, Rick, if you ever die, can I have your vinyl?
Maybe. Like, I can give it to somebody, right?
I'd rather you stick around, but hey, just in case.
It makes me think of that scene. Remember the movie Bill and Ted?
Yeah.
When they're falling, going, and they're like, "Hey, if you die, can I have your Iron Maiden collection?"
Right.
Excellent. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Then that third track was Prince Buster with the Maytals. The name of the song was Ska War.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a burner. Like, it's just fun.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Then we had Justin Hines and the Dominoes with No Good Rudy. And then the very last track was Return of Django by the Upsetters.
That is a not curse word classic.
That is absolutely a classic. And it's a scorcher still.
Yes. Love that tune.
Wait, what's it got to be? 50, 60 years old?
Yeah, I actually, it's got to be in that range. Yeah.
And I mean, it's just as good now as it probably was then.
Yeah. I love the Upsetters. Like there's so many good tunes that have come through them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Lee Perry too.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You can't go wrong.
No. Like he's a little bit off, but like he's a genius when it comes to this stuff.
Definitely. And you know he's a little bit off when you listen to the dub stuff that he does.
Oh, I still love it though. You know what I mean? Like it's great. Like you just put it on and chill. It's not driving music per se, but it's like the stuff you put on while you're like hanging out. Like you throw a record on,
smoking a bowl.
Having a few whiskeys,
whatever
makes you happy.
I'm
just don't hurt anybody. That's all.
I'm just starting to acquire a taste for dubs. So
okay.
I used to absolutely detest it, but
really?
It's grown on me. As long as it doesn't get too weird.
All right.
You know how you talk about the jam band noodle around the same note all the time?
Right. That's how you kind of feel about dub a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's grown on me. So
have you segged into a dance hall at all, or?
I start off there a little bit, but I still can't get in the dance hall either.
Okay. Some Sugar Minot. I think that's a good spot for you to start on.
Well, we're going to have to look into some of that.
Yeah. We'll throw some on in a future show.
Absolutely.
When you get a little taste of the sugar.
So at this point, though, we're about 90 minutes into the show.
Yep.
And we have got a fat set left for you. And we're going to kick it off with a track by the Abrupters. These guys are friends of mine from Buffalo, New York. Known them for quite a while. They just released their debut album on Asian Man Records. And it's a pretty good album, too. I'd recommend you definitely check it out. And if they come around your neck of the woods, get out and check them out. Because, it's not easy being in a band. You need people to come see your show, buy your shit. And if that's not happening, well, you aren't touring. So make sure you're out supporting your bands, your scene, and your venues. So that way they can keep doing what they do best and we can keep going to shows.
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty, folks. We'll be back with you in probably about 25 minutes. So keep on dancing.
Someone I had to meet.
word, third round. Take it if the weapon is sound above ground. No shelter if you're looking for shade. I lick shots at the brutal charade. As the pulse closed like a casket. On truth devour the sound and play in the shadow with power. A spectacle monopolized. The camera's eyes on choice disguise. Was the couch for the mass who burn and tore, or for the vultures who thirst for blood and all? Yes, a spectacle monopolized. They hold the reins and store your eyes. All the fists, the guns, the bullets, the bombs who stuff the banks, who staff the party ranks. More for gore or the son of a drug lord. None of the above. Fucking cut the cord. Lights out, Guerrilla Radio. Turn that shit up. Lights out, Guerrilla Radio. Turn that shit up. Lights out, Guerrilla Radio. Turn that shit up. Lights out, Guerrilla Radio. Oh, contact, I hijack the frequencies. Blocking the beltway, move on DC. We're past the days of bombing MC sound up. Oh, mama gonna be free. Who got them? Yo, check the federal fire. All you panda hoes know the trial is wild. And I'm your big shot to silence my style, so I off him at the box. It's my radio dial. Lights out, Guerrilla Radio. Turn that shit up. Lights out, Guerrilla Radio. Turn that shit up. Lights out, Guerrilla Radio. Turn that shit up. Lights out, Guerrilla Radio. Turn that shit up.
say this is one of our own. You're gonna run to the back and our souls will die a little inside. But what we lack in self-esteem we make up for in pride. This rock and roller coaster is a bumpy ride, comfortably numb on the edge of our seats. So we're late to the party. I'm a Robbie, let alone McCartney. More like Crush Beatles from Red Smarties. Still we shine like stars. More like Crush Beatles from Red Smarties. Still we shine like stars. And this record's only number one, but we don't care. 'Cause it's all in the name of the fun that I had. Playing in a pub band. Just another 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 pub band.
Whiplash. Now everything crashed. Got into a bash. That's when I'm suffer whiplash. Him a flip his lid in a front wheel skid. Rude boy in a road race. Now him end up in a neck brace. Whiplash. Now everything crashed. Got into a bash. That's when I'm suffer whiplash. Oh, what a woe to feel the pain once again. You know it wasn't his fault, but he was too late to halt. Whiplash. Now everything crashed. Got into a bash. That's when I'm suffer whiplash. Chant down Babylon, yeah. Chant down Babylon. Chant down Babylon, yeah. Chant down Babylon.
Say your ugly so, is your bad uncleanliness that
bad so. Hey, look how you ugly so, ugly so. Look how you ugly so, I don't know. Look how you ugly so, you're ugly from a long time ago.
We're back when.
Think about sunshine, think about rain, think about music that will take away my pain. Time to get reckless, time to get real, time to get high and show the world just how I feel. Sound system, take me back in time. Sound system, send shivers down my spine. Sound system, put a smile back on my face. Sound system, take me to a better place. Dance to the rhythm, dance to the groove, dance to the bass line that will make my body move. Sing about pressure, sing about love, sing about all the good things given from above. Sound system, take me back in time. Sound system, send shivers down my spine. Sound system, put a smile back on my face. Sound system, take me to a better place. I'm talking about culture, I'm talking about MPLA, I'm talking about Dillinger, yeah, as I would say. Sound system, take me back in time. Sound system, send shivers down my spine. Sound system, put a smile back on my face. Sound system, take me to a better place. Sound system, yeah. Sound system, as I would say. I need peace and quiet. I don't wanna have to justify it. Listen to me riot, figuring out my problems on my own at the expense of the rest of the world. I want freedom, but only for me. With the problems of humanity, but again, in fight much of me. Tell me what can't you see that I just need to breathe? Something about original sin. Way back when in the garden it all kicked off. Where was your God when you kicked the doors in? Where were you? So to erode and dissolve any single last notion of it. Store systems gone missing, replaced with we know it all is and it shows. So much for socialism. We're controlled and patrolled, enrolled in our own individual prisons. Pragmatism is a futile mission in a stagnant vision of a world where we don't listen. Can you imagine worldwide famine? Bears with no salmon, just Batman with cannons and barren lands and rivers selling out to the sand. Sounds incredible. Shit happens. Let's do some coloring in. Get the pens, get the paper. Have a gal, have some more time and the one propaganda. Before it's too late to indoctrinate, we gotta teach them to hate as soon as they're capable. Realize when we drop the A-bomb was wrong so long. Again, can you imagine worldwide famine? Bears with no salmon, just Batman with cannons and barren lands and rivers to the now to the shadow. Sounds incredible. Can you imagine worldwide famine? Bears with no salmon, just Batman with cannons and barren lands and rivers to the now to the shadow. Sounds incredible. Hurry up and push the button. Hurry up and push the button. Hurry up and push the button. Hurry up, hurry up. Hurry up, hurry up. No genie for a ladder, you can change the fact that Jasmine's a has-been, I was been, I caught up in the crossfire of a war with dread examine. You can live in a banner, when I am avoided, shit happens.
Babylon is spiraling out of control, and if you didn't know already, then I'm happy you know. Many more will have to suffer, but better must come. So the crazy man singing about the sun. Babylon is spiraling out of control, don't wanna reload, reload. Babylon is spiraling out of control, don't wanna reload, reload. Pressure gone higher, and the old don't care. Pounding down this barren road with bombs in the mirror. A better world is breathing and it's coming on true. After all, what does life mean to you? Babylon is spiraling out of control. Don't wanna reload, reload. No way. Babylon is spiraling out of control. Don't wanna reload, reload. Yeah. Babylon is spiraling out of control, don't wanna reload. Babylon is spiraling out of control. And what is this? Babylon is spiraling out of control, don't wanna reload, reload. Babylon is spiraling out of control, don't wanna reload, reload. Babylon is spiraling out of control, don't wanna reload, reload. Babylon is spiraling out of control, don't wanna reload,
All right. Well, it looks like we are just about out of time here this week, man.
Yeah, well, we got one more banger for everybody before we blast out.
One more banger before we go to the moon, man.
Yeah.
But before we do that, that set kicked off with a brand new track by the Abrupters off their brand new album. The Abrupters are friends of mine from Buffalo, New York. They are no doubt going to be out on the road touring around with this album. They've been released on Asia Man Records. Name of the song, though, before I get sidetracked, is Anything in the World. So as per usual, You see these folks out on the road, make sure you get out and support them, because if you don't support our band, support our scene, support our venues, it goes away.
Yeah, and that was a real good track. I like that a lot.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with them, you should definitely check them out a little bit further. After that was the Holophonics, who we are learning do a lot of cover tracks.
Yeah.
But that was a good one as well. That was Guerrilla Radio, made famous by Rage Against the Machine. Then we had a brand new one off the forthcoming album from Death of Guitar Pop. That was Just Another Pub Band. You should be getting that album in the mail soon, right?
Yeah. They the vinyl is in the works. I have the download already. So I haven't listened through the whole thing yet, but like I've heard a couple songs and I'm liking what I hear. I like those guys a lot.
Yeah, they're a real good band. Then we had the Untouchables with Whiplash, whom you educated me on. You said that was one of the first probably ska bands in the United States, right?
Yeah, 1981 from Los Angeles, and that's a wonderful track from them. I was mentioning, if anyone recalls the movie Repo Man that was out in the 80s, they played the Scooter Boys in that movie. So, again, Whiplash, classic track from them.
You know, and as I was mentioning, I think I've only seen about half the movie through bits and pieces over like the last 20 years. So
it's a cult classic, Phil. You should really just sit down with like a pint and watch it.
You know, I've tried.
Really?
Yeah, it's just one of the movies that I can't get past like the first half an hour.
Really? I mean, it's got like circle jerks are in it.
It's got a great soundtrack. Yeah, I've owned the soundtrack a couple times, but
it's a weird movie. It's definitely out there.
And I mean, I like the guys in the movie, so I don't know where the disconnect is. Oh well. Afterwards, though, we had Baby Love and the Vandangos with No Confusion, Tommy Tornado with Door Peeper.
That was a good tune.
Then we had Roger Rive with Devin Morrison. Name of that song was Ugly So.
That was a really good track. I love that album, by the way. Like, if you don't have that yet, you should probably get it. I know you have it, Phil, so I'm not talking to you about it.
Thanks to Jump Up.
Yes.
After that, though, we had, King Hammond and Ska Beat City with Sound System, which was another killer track. Mm-hmm. The Popes of Chili Town with Inner Peace. That's kind of a new band to me. I hadn't really heard of them.
Yeah, they're from London. That was a very deep song, as you were mentioning while we were listening to it. We're like, wow, this is some heavy lyrics.
Yeah, it was very heavy. So if you didn't pay attention to what they were saying, go back and re-listen to it, and you're gonna be like, whoa. And then we, as per usual, capped it off with Smiley and the Underclass. Name of that song was Babylon is Spiraling Out of Control.
I think that Babylon Spiraling Out of Control tied in nicely with Inner Peace by the Popes of Chili Town, by the way.
Which I think kind of ties in nicely with world politics right now, because this whole friggin' world is spiraling out of control.
Yep. So drink up. It's last call.
Last call for the human race. I don't know, man. Things are getting crazy.
Yeah. Well, hopefully if everything lasts long enough for us to get to our Halloween show.
That's right. If you got any requests that you'd like to make, we got a Halloween show coming up. You can get us on Facebook, which I've neglected to mention our social media this whole show. So you can find us on Facebook and Instagram, which is Rocksteady Tonight. We have a YouTube channel, which is got videos on it, and I'm archiving our podcast there. Just look up Rocksteady Tonight Podcast. If you got videos you want us to post, shoot me a link, and I'd be more than happy to put them up for you. And if you got anything you want to email to us, it's rocksteadytonight007@gmail.com. And big shout out to Jeff for letting us host our show. Always appreciated. Much respect to you, Jeff. Love what you do.
Absolutely.
And I guess with that, we got one more to take you out with. This is a track by Treehouse Fire. Name of the song is He Who Shouts Loudest, which kind of ties in nicely with the last three songs that we played. So until next time, everybody, I'm Phil.
I'm Rick.
Take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and don't be shy to each other, because karma's a bitch, and what comes around goes round. Till next time, everybody, be well.
Disgusted being left in the dust, just us. No matter asking why we're staring at the stars. They seem to defeat me as I freeze and blend into the scenery with eyes closed and fists clenched tight. Hope this time it will be right. How can it be right when the wrong's got the power and they're counting down the second? Are you not gonna last the hour? It's madness. Can't we dismiss this ridiculous notion of violence? gonna react with surprise at this system. All of us saw it coming, but none of us started running. We're numb from the brain down. Same in the next town. Turns out to matter even when we stick together. There was nearly 1 million people 7 months before September, but they stuffed their voice back inside their mouths. Taped off the lips and they made them watch as it all went down. How can you call it right when the wrong's got the power? And how can you call it right when the people don't matter? And how can you call it right when the road's got the power? And how can you call it right? Picking up on the poor like people don't matter.
And it's the mess we left in from their investing.
Wage another war like people don't matter.
And now we're tired of all this. We're constantly treading water before we've gone too deep. And things are getting out of reach. We need to find our peace, find out what we're fighting for. Tell them this is not my war.
And how can you call it right when the wrong's got the power? And how can you call it right when the people don't matter?